What's up, friends, and welcome to today's video. I realized that I did not film an intro or an outro for this video because I was planning on filming a little bit extra. This was Saturday's leg workout and today is Monday, but I ended up getting kind of sick, so I stayed in that night. More on that later, but pretty sure my blood sugars are all out of whack. So anyway, yeah, there's that. This is going to be a leg workout, like I said, so let's just get into it. All right, guys, welcome to today's voiceover. So, went ahead and started off the leg workout with some hip thrusts. Now, these are major key for growing your glutes. I promise you. I know they're super awkward, but I promise you once you try them, you will be so happy that you did. You'll be mad you didn't start earlier. So, I'm going to give some cues here. Basically, you want your shins perpendicular with the floor. Also, I will note that this set I am going to failure. I've got, I don't remember how much weight on the bar. I mean, I'm not like super strong at these or anything, but lift heavy. When you get set up, you want the box, like the edge of the box underneath your shoulder blades. And then also the main key I have is keep your spine in alignment. So you'll see I'm looking forward at the bottom of the movement, and I'm looking at the ceiling at the top of it, so I'm not bending my neck. I'm letting it, I'm keeping my spine straight throughout the entire movement. So that is a major key. Don't arch your back and don't bend your neck. And then this set here, I went ahead and dropped the weight, and we're going to go slower tempo. So this is just to switch things up, keep your muscles under tension. That's where the most activation and growth comes from, is in the eccentric portion of the movement. So you should definitely feel this in your glutes. If you start to feel it in your quads or your hamstrings more so, hamstrings are definitely going to be involved, but if your quads kind of start to take over, you might need to adjust your feet. So you just got to find what works for you, but I promise you, practice makes perfect, and you need to be incorporating these into your leg days. Next exercise was just simple seated hamstring curl. Definitely, like I always say, fight the negative portion of the movement. That is what is best. That's how to best optimize your time in the gym, is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it sucks fighting the negative portion of the movement. But I promise you, you will reap so many benefits from it. If you're bulking, you're going to gain muscle quicker. And then if you're cutting, you're going to hang on to it better than if you're just slinging weight around and whatnot. So yeah, pretty easy movement there. I got a lot of volume on those since they're really good isolation exercises. Next up is abductors, This is solely responsible for rounding out your glutes. I promise you, I have made like crazy gains from this. I'll insert a transformation pic here, but I attribute it solely to this movement. And yeah, same thing, lots of volume here. Do as many sets as you want, whatever works for you. I'm not going to give specifics because I don't write my own training program. My coach does, and I'm not just going to give that out. But also, your training should be geared toward your goals, and I am a bikini competitor, so that's why I'm working so much on hamstrings and glutes and really chasing that hamstring tie-in, which is what this movement is for. And even if you are not a competitor and you never foresee yourself getting lean enough to see that tie-in, this is still going to help tone up your legs, obviously. But I do want to say, I hate when people say like, hey, these exercises target your underbutt. Like, okay, here's the deal. You're not going to have like lean toned legs until you go through years of training and body recomposition. Okay. If you have like a lot of extra fat that you're holding there, which as women, that's where we hold it. It's going to be there until you decrease your body fat percentage. But what you can do is tone up your muscles, what are underneath. That way, when that fat goes away, they look nice. You don't just have like no muscle under there. So yeah, with that barbell RDL, or Romanian deadlift, that's what I mean when I say RDL, just make sure you initiate the movement with your hips and not your shoulders. Your shoulders should not be any type of lever for that movement. And then we went ahead and came over here to the plate-loaded leg press. You're going to want your feet up high to target your hamstrings and glutes and that glute ham tie-in like I was talking about just a second ago. And really slow tempo here. Try and let your knees come back as much as possible. I know sometimes I feel like my legs are going to flip off my body when I do this, but it's honestly so good for the posterior chain, which by posterior chain, I just mean glutes and hamstrings. And like I mentioned earlier, as a bikini competitor, those are super important. So my leg days are very heavily focused on hamstrings and glutes because my quads, they need to chill. I played volleyball for a decade year round, so I'm very, very quad dominant, but I will say I'm glad that I have that. It's just, typically people are one or the other. So this exercise actually is targeting the quads, but it's literally the only exercise, quad exercise that I have in this leg day. And again, very slow tempo. You're going to want narrow stance to target the quads. And I'm going slow on the way down and on the way up. So again, just switching up tempo training. And like I said, I really don't train quads that much because they need to chill. But this exercise will seriously make you cry. Like, it is so, so hard. I just do like a couple sets to failure, and yep, just touching up those quads. I hate, like, I have a love-hate relationship with leg days because some exercises I really love, some I really hate, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really love this one. And then lastly, I finished up with calves. I take my calf training very seriously because genetically, I have not been blessed with calves, as you can see. So it's very important to me to get those babies to grow, and you got to activate them. You got to get a big stretch at the bottom. You got to squeeze hard. You got to hold it at the top and just hit them with a lot of volume and lighter weight. That is what works for me. But it depends on the person. Some people reap more benefits from lifting heavy on calves. So honestly, I just recommend switching it up, really working on that mind-muscle connection. It's hard. Calves are hard. Sometimes I feel like my Achilles tendon just takes over, and that's when I realize I need to drop the weight or just start a new set because it's all bad. But yes, there's a leg day. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so hopefully that voiceover had some tips and tricks that are helpful for you. I feel like I always give the same general advice, but that's because it's good advice and it works, okay? So if you try out the workout, let me know. Definitely make sure you have a rest day after this leg day because you're gonna need it. And as always, if you watched until now, I appreciate you. I'm taking all my good vibes, I'm sending them your way. And if you could give the video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave, that would be dope. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Take a look past the innocence.